Leo, how you doing? So this is for the first half of kind of June-ish, kind of around about. But the song that came into my head was "Why Don't You Take Another Little Piece of My Heart? Why don't you take it and break it and tear it all apart?" So that was a song, Queen, that came into my head just as I was meditating and doing all my business off camera. So let's see. So Leo. Sorry, Leo, the Five of Cups. Five of Cups. So this is a very important card. Now, when you're dealing with soulmate relationships or soulmate connections, you have to see it for what it is, okay? Because this is someone that's also still very much connected to their past, and that can also mean where it goes into a third party. Have to see what a soulmate relationship is really about. Because this is about codependency, very much so. These are like, because it can be classed as like a leech. It attaches itself to you to feed off your emotions, so you end up feeling that you've got fucking no idea where your head or your ass is. Sorry, but you do. Trust me, I've had 5. I have actually had 5 connections with people, okay? But I feel fantastic now, fantastic, free and single. Because you realise that 7, okay, is everybody's life path, right? It is my life path number, but 7 is everybody's life path. You end up realizing that you didn't actually take something from me, I took it from you. The roles are reversed within time of when you realize that what they're taking from you is codependency. They're taking from you codependency. It deals with so many emotions where it actually raises your vibration in the end. It draws you from this energy. It does. Sometimes they don't learn their lesson and they continue to feed off other people. Okay, so that can relate very much to controlling behaviour, because all soulmate relationships, they're about controlling behaviour. They really are. Okay, and a lot of people, they feed off your emotions. And this is someone that is very much still connected to their past, and that can be not actually sacrificing anything about themselves because they're still connected to 3 people, okay, where they haven't really dealt with anything. You have to understand what a soulmate relationship is for, because if you're very much dependent on not releasing things, meaning that if you are like you just can't live without them, or you can't live without waiting for a message, or you can't live without knowing from them or wanting to know from them, or whether they're going to do this or whether they're going to do that, that obviously means that you're still codependent, right? So it means that you're still very much connected with someone else that's still connected with other people. Still, this can still be your vibration, but the person that you're connected to is guaranteed within my eyes that they're still connected with somebody else. They are. So then that's where you get the 9 of Swords. The 9 of Swords. And at the bottom of the deck we've got Aries, okay? Now this can be like you, them, or anybody, but an Aries could well be involved in this, okay? Or it can just mean standing within your power. But I very much don't think that, because of these cards that are coming out. Now, trust me, I have shuffled this deck over and over again, and I'm seeing so many cards of the same cards playing out. If you look at when you look on your phone or your computer, I mean I have a computer, but when you look on your phone, if you look at all the icons, all the cards, they're all kind of showing the same, because you've got the 5 of Swords. This card has been playing out across this top deck with every sign I just decide to do because of people showing more likes and subscribes and people that are viewing. I kind of think, well, I'm going to do that sign next then and mix it up so people are not last. So I'm doing kind of people that are last first. And 14 and 4 and 1 is 5. Repeat and 5. 2 5s here. 2 of these cards make 5. Someone is not optimistic about the past, present or future. They can't get over their past, they can't get over their future, and just don't even really know what present is at the moment, because it's definitely not a gift. It's definitely not a gift, because what you're gifted with is somebody that is not very optimistic. Now, trust me, if this is you, it is literally just because you're going through your karma, and I have been in these states. I've had 5 connections with people that have made me feel this way. Don't leave me this way. You know, I trust me, I have. But now I realise that they wasn't taking things from me. They was, but I was actually taking from them, you see. I was taking feeling not codependent. It took from me codependency. It took to the point now where I'm just great being single and that I don't have anything to worry about anymore because my vibration's raised, you know. Because it doesn't mean anything bad that I have hatred for anybody else. It just means that I feel great. Because you understand that what they're actually taking from you is this energy. They're feeding off this energy to take this energy from you. So if this is you, this ends up being a great card, really. Because they're taking this vibration from you to raise your vibration in the end when you get it. Because then what is dealt is dealt back to them, you know. Because trust me, what goes around comes around, because you've got a lot of going around, coming around, back from the past, a revisit again from the past person, again, or this energy is played out and it's left you now or them feeling in a state of anxiety and panic, because you've got like an ending of the same thing, but a beginning of the past revisiting itself to come back for a judgment call, where it could have happened of a judgment call, where someone that was connected with somebody else, they ended up then going back and realising that the same thing had happened again. And it's now left someone where you don't know which way to move. You don't know which way to move. So it can make you feel ill, which you don't, which relates to narcissism and mind games, because this is somebody that's not very optimistic. They can be pessimistic, they can be materialistic. Materialism, and I've said this to a few signs where these same cards have come out. Virgo, and a few people, I had 2 5s, Aries, witchcraft, and Aries came through, okay, of a very low vibration that was attached to somebody, or both of you, all of you. You're all attached. Attachment and detachment. Okay? It's a reaction and a counter-reaction. It's someone that worries more about materialism, meaning that they're not optimistic. They feel that it's optimistic, and they feel that they're free-spirited to do what people want to people, you know, as people do through these soulmate connections of people. But what we're starting to realise is that if you was to buy a £10,000 car, when you drive it off the forecourt, okay, it depletes in its value. So if you buy a £10,000 car, it depletes in its value by 5,000. So you have a £5,000 car, okay, and you're driving along in it, and then it starts to rot, and it fades, and it rains, and then all of a sudden you have no car, but what you have is you that's left inside it. So if you are more worried about being materialistic, then what is left after your meat suit is drained through materialism, okay, of perfection, then what you're left with is a tainted soul. So the most important person in anything is always you. You know, it's always you. Because some people might say, well, listen, you know, you look $1 million or you drive around in $1 million, what are you going to attract? Moths to a flame of people that want it or take it or steal it, okay? So it doesn't matter the appearance of pride, it's the pride that keeps that ego alive of attracting in danger, where someone can be very very materialistic. You know, in life things fade, and trust me, the only thing that you're left with is the experience, is the lesson. Because this is very much so a lesson here. Because the lessons are within 9s, because it means sacrifice, okay? Because why would you want to continue like that? It means where things are really reaching to the point of an ending, right? But you also have an ending. But you also have a fucking beginning. again. Now, I'm not a reader that lies or manipulates or tries to change energy around in order to gain anything. Because I'll tell you the truth. This is somebody that concentrates more on loss than gain, of a loop that goes on within their head. Within their head. Because somebody in this mix is implanted fear into someone's head. And what you're dealing with as a lesson is childhood codependency of control. Whether it be Aries or not. Okay? Because it's the general overview energy underneath is control. Could also have Gemini involved. A home. You've got the Four of Cups. Someone just doesn't want to know anymore. Someone here is also in a state of that it's left them feeling traumatic, right? And they just want out of it. But this person here that could be an air sign is watching. This is because this is also like a spy of watching people, literally, where everyone's like, well, fuck, I don't even give a shit. It's like, well, where's everybody gone? Why? Why would you leave me? Look what I have, 3 swords. A lot of people probably won't tell you that the 5 of Swords is a spy, but it is, because it implants into your head. So it's somebody that plays manipulation and mind games. And why that can relate to spying and narcissism, because it can relate to cerebral narcissism. And I had that very much in my 7-year ago first ever karmic situation. Okay, first ever karmic situation. But I see that for what it is now, and I've got no blame at all. And it was all like a karmic illusion for me. I still never had answers to this day, but I'm not searching for them anywhere. This is still someone that has a vendetta of an answer that they need to prove or they need telling. Queen of Swords, there you go. So why don't you take another little piece of my heart? Because somebody is not very optimistic. All they do is take. And all you do is give. All you do is give. But all you do is take. So you have a giver and a taker. Not equality. The receiver and the taker. Someone that takes and steals, implants things, implants anything into somebody's head of fear. Okay? Where if you leave or you do something or you say something, I will do it again. And I will do it again. And I'll do it again. 10, 5, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 4 and 1 is 5. It's a fucking... Someone is just... It's a loop. It's caught in a loop. Someone just continues and continues and continues and continues to do the same thing because you're not learning your lesson. That you need to sacrifice and not communicate. Ever. Like, ever. If someone communicates, okay, and you go back, or it's in your head and you're kind of like, well, maybe they've changed, or like, I'm really worried about them, or, a narcissist will kind of show up at points to see how you are, just to... Oh, fuck, I don't even know what they do anymore. It's just... Because it gets to the point where, like, oh. It's just... Because they play victim, And you might also be thinking, well, am I playing victim or not? Well, no doubt somebody, or both, or all are kind of thinking, well, am I a victim or am I not? Because when you're surrounded that much in control, you think that you're a narcissist or controlling. You can do. Because people implant, this can be like gaslighting, Because this is serious fucking energy. Serious energy. Like I said, it can either be a Gemini or be an Aries that it's happening to, or it's not and it's them doing it. It depends on Sun, Moon, Rising or Venus. But either way you look at this, cross watchers or all. Okay, cross watchers or all. You're still in it. You're still in it. You're still in it. You know? Very much still in it, because it's still in your head. Whoever. It's still all implanted in your head. So you've got a lot of fixed energy. This can be like a fixed air moon sign, or some people might have like Aries moon sign people. But it can still be Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. So why it's all happening at the moment is because of the Two of Cups. And this is where a lot of people will say, wow, this is one of the worst cards that you can get in the deck. The Six of Cups and the Two of Cups. Alright, you've got the 5 and the 2, which means 7. 7. Someone's taking. That's what I'm saying. You have to get the lesson of what 7 really is, because everybody's part of a 7. It's, trust me, I can teach you so much about that because it's my life path number. You know, I used to blame so many people for taking things from me and thinking, why the fuck does this constantly always happen to me? I run into people, or people run into me all the time, and they take things from me. No, I've took so much from my experience of realising that when you turn the energy around, you realise that 7s are actually very lucky, because it means your karma, right? An experience, a spiritual experience of what you're taking from it. What you're taking from it. Because what they're taking from you of the 7 of Cups is this dark passenger here that's seen in the 7 of Cups of choice and option. Losses and gain. Which choice? Option. Because what part of the 7 of Cups is really about is that shadow that looks at those 7 of Cups is the ego and the pride that keeps the ego alive, of choice and decision, of things that glitter, gold. It's not. The appearance of things and the pride of things are not, because what you're left with is your karma, which meaning what goes around comes around. What it takes from you is that darkness, when you get what lessons are really, really about within that 7. Okay? Because this is someone that takes. And they take where they take, and this happens to loads of people. This person here also can't get over their past, and they can't get over other things that they've not completed so far. This is on the search, constantly yearning and searching for the ending. At the moment, there isn't one. Because you don't get a yearning, or you don't get an ending, you know. You don't get a complete ending, because we just start another one with someone else. Or we die and we rebirth and we just do it again. So there's never a true ending. You never ascend to become you always ascend, you know. You never reach that point of where we always feel that we need to reach. You do when you die, and then you reincarnate with all the souls of one energy that makes you feel great, and that's the pull towards that, Dionysus. Okay? Die, and then Isis. So you then get sacrificed away from it, where you pull towards that feeling again of abandonment, sacrifice. You know, what you have to look at, whoever, because this can also be then someone that meets someone new then. But because you didn't learn your lesson, this will just get reflected back to whoever you meet. If this is someone new that you can meet, definitely. But I'm not really picking it up on someone new. I'm picking it up on definitely someone old. Like, don't have to be age. I just mean like where it's been an old soulmate that's returned again, and the same thing is played out yet again. Yeah. So at the moment, let's hope that we can turn this around. Okay, let's hope that we can turn this around. But I know it doesn't look very good at the moment, but hopefully it will turn around, okay? Or I'm going to dig into this and find out also about this Five of Cups and what they're connected to still. See if we can go through some lessons and some things that why people might still be connected. You know, find out what's happening here. Go around it all and see what is really happening with people, hopefully. You know me as a reader, I really do look deeper into it. But we'll see, because I haven't done the reading yet. But I've got options. Okay, there are options now. So your monthly was a long monthly. Everybody's was. And I know it wasn't up on YouTube. And if you've already seen your sun or moon or rising and you've seen this, then you'll know what I'm going to say. But there isn't two options now. One is Patreon, and it's I think it's $16 for a month. Okay, $16. And you can watch everything. And there's no time limit. You can watch them for as long as you like, for as many months as you like, or whenever. Okay. And this will be there, and your monthlies are there, okay? And you can just join for the month, okay? And it just saves it from Patreon, or that's Patreon, or you can watch it over on Vimeo, okay? And it's still the same. Your monthly is in the monthly folder, and the bi-weekly, which is this one, and the others are in the bi-weekly folder, and they're still very cheap. And you can either just watch one and then the other one. But if you join Patreon, you obviously get to see every reading that I put on YouTube. All gets put over to Patreon. Everything does, and there's going to be loads more stuff that I'm going to do with that when I get going and up and running. There'll be other things that I do. There's videos over there, teaching and learning videos that I've put up, but there will be many more. There'll be live questions and answers and stuff that I'm also going to do, where I get some equipment up and running and go on live with those people there, where I can answer your questions, and I'll probably just do some, random questions. But it all does explain all that kind of stuff in that description over on Patreon. But like I said, also the reason why is because Vimeo, I can only upload so many. So by the time I've started to do the monthlies and these, I run out of space and I have to wait. So when you do Patreon, you don't. You can just put as many as you want up, and there's no time limit. You can just keep watching them, because people do like that. When they was joining Vimeo, they liked when I was doing the 3-month streaming period, but I had to stop that. So there's just the one option now, okay? But also, please check out the Song of the Month, which is over on the discussion page, okay? That is there. Please also join Becoming the Change, because if there's anything that does change ever with the channel, I can always just keep people updated with where I'm going to go or what I'm going to do, or just keep people updated in general through my business page, which is Becoming the Change, okay? Now, I've got a lot of people wanting readings, and I've caught right up, so if you do want a personal reading, this might not relate to you, and it may really seem like it is, but when you have a personal one, it can change. Tarot cards are literally a heads up. You can change your free will by changing your actions and responses and change what it is that you want to do. I know it's very difficult when you're dealing with this, but this is a heads up for what's coming up. So you have those free will choices to change your actions and responses, okay? Because that means that you're learning and not a yearning of codependency, very much, but we'll go through that and we'll see what we can do over on the other side. But everything is in the description. Thank you very much, and I'll hopefully catch you over there. Peace, Leo.